My job at the gas station left me a list of instructions to follow. When I arrived at the gas station for my first shift, the place looked quite normal. It was one of those standalone branded gas stations, named a generic Star Gasoline and clearly family-owned. It was a bit run down but serviceable, and only one car was currently pumping gas. The gas tanks were lit by a single yellow light that hung in the center, casting shadows in all four directions, like a compass dial. The actual convenience store part of the gas station was typical. The glass windows were plastered with sun-bleached advertisements for cigarettes, energy drinks, and a 2 hot dogs for 99-cent deal. The tinkle of a bell chimed when I pushed open the convenience store door, and I was met with the smell of slightly old hot dogs that had been sitting under a heat lamp all day. Looking over, I saw that there was no one at the counter, but a lady who looked like she was in her 50s waved at me from the back of the store as she was sweeping up. The store was a little larger than a typical gas station convenience store. The interior is what you would expect, except one thing. There was a clock and an old TV screen lined up on each side of the room showing security camera footage of the gas pumps. It seemed unnecessary. In addition, the owners didn't aim the security cameras very well, and it was mostly casting footage of the ground in between the gas pumps and the store instead of centering the gas pumps in the middle. "Hello. You must be Alex." I was taken out of my thoughts and looked forward. "I know that my husband originally interviewed you. We've been trying to find a person to do this night shift for months, and I dare say I'm getting too old to stay up that late. But you're young, so you'll be fine." She wiped her hands on her pants before reaching out her hand to shake mine. "I'm Anne. Nice to meet you. You can go ahead and set your things behind the counter, and I'll show you around real quick. I know you've already worked at a gas station before, so I won't bore you. We just needed someone who was good at following directions." The little lady moved quickly for someone her size. She seemed eager to get me started so that she could finally go home and enjoy a normal sleep schedule. "Cleaning supplies are back here in this closet. Mops and brooms are hung on the left. Bathroom is on the right. It's just a single toilet room." I peeked inside. The bathroom was just about what I expected a gas station bathroom to look like. The walls were all scratched up from druggies probably sketching their initials all over it, and the tiles had a nasty brown stain from years of use. But it smelled clean at least, like bleach. And there was hand soap, which wasn't always a guarantee whenever I used a gas station bathroom. "I'll give you a list later with the cleaning tasks and when to do it, since you'll be closing up." Finally, she led me back to the front, showed me how to use the cash register and the debit card machine, and we were just about done. She dug into her pockets and pulled out a pair of keys. "These are the keys to lock up. One for the front and one for the back door. Near your chair at the register, there's a yellow list of the cleaning tasks. The most important one is the red sheet." She pointed at the bright red paper sitting next to the register. "Read that, and learn it by heart, and you'll have no problems." "Thanks, I'll take a read." "Did you bring a good watch, like I told you to?" "Yes, I did. Though it looks like you have so many clocks in here, I feel like I don't really need this watch to tell the time." "Oh no, you'll definitely need it. Trust me. You've got another 15 minutes before your shift starts. Go sit down and start on some of those tasks, and keep it with you for a few days. You'll know it by heart soon enough." "I don't need it anymore," I learned quick. She picked up her bags from behind the counter and left. There was no customers anymore, and it was relatively quiet. It was almost 10 p.m., and by now there weren't even any cars passing by on the road outside in this small town. I gazed outside again at the lone gas station light flickering occasionally in the distance. The light illuminated long, stretching shadows of the gas pumps. All 4 shadows were cast in the same direction towards the convenience store, almost like they were crawling towards the building in parallel. I picked up the 2 instruction sheets. Both were laminated and printed on study card stock and a little grimy from use, probably because many employees had to refer to them often. The yellow sheet didn't seem all that interesting, just a lot of mundane tasks like mopping up and taking out the trash at the end of the night. The red sheet, however, had blocks of text on it. "Welcome to Star Gas Station. This is your night shift employee manual. Please follow all instructions with great care. It is important that you are punctual and uphold the quality of service that our customers expect even during the late night hours. We strive for peace and harmony with our neighbors, night and day. A clean store with busy employees is a happy and occupied store. It's spend most of your time being active in the lit part of the store, except when otherwise necessary. Half of the lights are always off. Before 10 p.m., turn off half of the store lights. It does not matter which half of the store that you keep lit, but whatever you choose, keep it for the rest of the night. If you turn off all of the lights, it makes the store look closed. You will need the unlit part of the store later. If you need to use the bathroom, keep the door cracked so that you can keep an eye on the security footage on the TV monitors. Throughout the night, you might notice puddles of water and heavy dust will on the floor and table surfaces in various places. Try to clean them up when you can, using the provided mops and dusters. Puddles and dust make the store look abandoned and unkempt and will attract attention. A clean store is a happy, occupied store. We recommend occasionally patrolling the store to look for water or dust that you might miss. Remember to check the employee break room. Around 12 a.m. or earlier, prepare the mop bucket with water and soap. At 12:05 a.m., go to the back of the store to the refrigerated drinks aisle and mop the aisle continuously until 12:25 a.m. Do not leave this aisle or stop mopping until the specified time, for any reason. You may feel something watching you, and a strong desire to leave the aisle and hide. Do not listen to this urge. Act normal and do not show signs of fear. You may go back and forth down the aisle until time is up. Management recommends keeping your head down, keeping an eye on your watch, and wearing some headphones with music to help you block out sound. The quality of your mopping does not matter, but it is important that you appear busy at work. On the walls next to the cash register is a camera feed of the backlot that is different from the other camera feeds. You do not need to check this feed too frequently, only once every 30 minutes at the top and bottom of the hour. At any time of the night, if you see a shadowy figure standing in front of the camera feed and staring directly at you into the camera, calmly and slowly duck down under the register so that you no longer are able to this particular monitor screen. We call him Fred. Wait 5 minutes and use the provided compact mirror underneath the cash register to indirectly check if Fred is still there. If he is still there, continue checking every 5 minutes until he leaves. This one only happens if you are not acting busy enough, or if the store is dirty. You may see Fred standing directly looking in at the front of the convenience store. If so, stop what you are doing and do not acknowledge his presence but calmly crouch behind any of the aisles in the unlit section and make noise by reorganizing and moving snack bags and drinks around. Do not stand up again. You want him to hear you, not see you. He will not want to bother you if you seem busy. You can peek through the shelves to see if he is still there, but be careful. Finally, these are the most important rules. We usually only have one local neighbor, Fred, visit every night. But on very rare, unlucky occasions there are more of them. Unfortunately, only Fred is relatively harmless as long as you follow the rules. The other foreign visitors are not. There are multiple TV monitors on all walls of the store. If at any time in the parking lot you see the 4 shadows of the gas pump all face towards you in the same direction, this is a bad omen. It means that out-of-town visitors are nearby, and it is best to vacate. You will have a few minutes. Drop what you are doing, run to the employee back room, and find a large light switch panel on the back wall. Turn off every switch to turn off all electricity to the store. It will make the store look closed and the visitors may leave to look for a different establishment. This angers Fred, who is a local, but helps discourage out-of-town visitors from coming in. Go into the storage room on the right, lock the door and deadbolt it. Put your phone on silent and send Anne a text. Do not try to leave. Multiple visitors may enter the store. Fred will also get inside now that the store seems closed, but he should not find you if you remain still. You can take a nap for the rest of the night as long as you do not snore. If all goes well, we will collect you in the morning and pay you triple your wages for the trouble. Ice ran through my fingers as I reread one line that stood out. In a panic, I looked up at the closest monitor and the shadows were so elongated that they were basically leaking into the store, but there were no shadowy figures inside. Yet, I was starting to shake. No way that this list was real, but I clearly remembered the shadows being in a compass formation when I first arrived. The sun was already down, and unless that singular light fixture could somehow move positions, there's no way to explain the shadows suddenly changing to stand parallel to one another. Blood was draining from my face, and I looked up the clock. It had taken me a while to read through the list, but maybe I had a minute left. Break room, back wall, panel, storage room, lock it and deadbolt. Call Anne. Then stay silent. I sprinted from behind the counter and ran to the back room. I quickly located the light panel and smashed my hands down on all of the switches and blacked out the store. My hand fumbled for my phone flashlight while I grasped the walls to find the storage room door and pulled myself in. I couldn't see a thing except for the narrow beam of my phone flashlight, but I managed to lock and deadbolt the door with my jittery fingers, then located boxes that I could hide behind. My heart was pounding. I wasn't sure if all of this was a joke, but it couldn't hurt to call Anne and ask her what in the world was going on. I dialed her number and heard the dial tone of a phone call, trying to get through. Ring. A ring. A ring. I hope she picks up. A ring. A ring. It seemed to take forever. Hello. I couldn't believe she actually picked up. I immediately asked her if that red instruction sheet was real. In a slurry of panicked words, I also explained the shadows that all began facing the same direction towards the store and demanded to know if I was in actual danger. Sorry that I didn't tell you, honey. That last one almost never happens. It's only happened a couple of times in the past 2 years. You just got really unlucky. It seems like you did almost everything right, though. I breathed a sigh of relief. Just stay inside and stay quiet. We'll get you in the morning, sweetie. I was still in a panic, but this reassurance relaxed me enough to slump down the wall and get ready to settle in for the night. However, just as I was about to put the phone down, a thought bubbled up in my head. Did she say that I did almost everything right? I felt something next to me. The voice was now no longer coming from my cell phone, but right next to my ear. You were supposed to text her.